Today we're gonna make an easy to interact prompt, so let's get right into it. First off, you want to navigate to the workspace in the Explorer menu and expand it. Afterwards, you want to make a part. You can do that by clicking Part in the Insert menu up in the Home tab. Select your inserted part and move it to your desired location. I'll just move it next to the spawn point. To move it easily, you can select the Move tool either by clicking up there or by using keyboard shortcut Ctrl+2. Now select your part again and change the transparency to 1. Make it anchored and turn Canker Light off. Now to create this so-called E to interact button, you will need to insert a proximity prompt into the created part, and this is the actual button that we will be using. So start by selecting your part that you created before and click on that little plus icon next to it. You can either search for a proximity prompt or you can simply see it down here. By default, the proximity prompt inserts with some pre-configured options that you can change to your liking. So you can look through these and change them if you wish to. Action text, that's the text that you can actually see on the proximity prompt. Hold duration, I recommend changing that. That's how long the player needs to hold down the button in order for the action to trigger. I'm just gonna change the hold direction to 1. In this case, you need to hold down the E button for 1 second in order to trigger the proximity prompt. Make sure to name your proximity prompt something special, because if you want to have multiple proximity prompts, it's good to know which one is which, especially when we're gonna do the coding part. Now we want to insert a logo script into started UI. Now remove the default code and start by getting the proximity prompt service. Now, the proximity prompt service is what we will use to see when a player interacts with a prompt, and we need to check when the prompt is triggered. So we will use this handy event called prompt trigger. This event calls a function every time the proximity prompt is triggered, and it returns the proximity prompt instance along with the player who triggered it. Since we're doing it on the client side, the player won't be necessary since it would always return the local player. Now, this is where you want to add your own code for doing a thing once the prompt has been triggered, but first you will need to check and make sure that it is the correct prompt, as this will trigger for all the prompts. You need to make sure your prompt instance you added in your part has a unique name and then add it to the code. This is why we named it special, to make sure that we can detect that it is the correct proximity prompt. So now we made sure that the proximity prompt's name is special, and it will actually trigger this code every time the proximity prompt is triggered. So as an example, I will just make the base plate have a random color once it's triggered. That's it. Now you know how to create your own prompts and customize the properties of it. If you'd like to know more about the many different things you can do with the proximity prompt, check the description for links that you can explore. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if it helped you out, and I will see you next time.